welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So, just woke up. Yeah. It has been interesting. A week start off. The weekend was such a fun weekend. I had company, so I did not record. But I had a great time. And I needed that. So, you know, if you check out my Instagram, you will get more of what I do on the weekends. So, I read poetry stuff. I did read some poetry stuff. And then I started Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone, James Baldwin. And this is one of the ones that I was not familiar with. This one. I am on the quest to read all James Baldwin. So I believe this is number 8. This is number 8. I need to actually count them just to make sure. But I believe this is number 8. And what I would say is, this is a story about a man, and his name is Leo, and he is pretty much, he's an actor, and he had a heart attack, and it spurred him to start thinking about his life. So you are getting his life story. So his family, as his life as a child with his family, his parents, his brother, the moment he wanted to be an actor, and it progresses from there, where you're going to learn more about his, you know, his life, his personal life, dating and all that other stuff. I would say it's in 3 parts. The writing. You guys know I am a true Baldwin fan. I am a true James Baldwin fan. And this writing style, I was literally like at awe at some of his writing, sentence structured, how he was telling the story. And it just was, even how sometimes he explaining something really simple, it's just how he put the words together. And I'm like, God, this man was brilliant. This man was brilliant. I mean, this is the kind of writer that you just like, you just wish, you know? And I don't know when this came out. Let me see what the publication date on this is. So it was originally published in 1968. Is it? Yes, 1968. You know what? I'm not sure, because it's giving me all kind of information on here that's even going back before that. Because it's saying right here, that's right. I'm going to look it up to get the proper publication date for this, because this looked like one of his very older ones that he released. So yeah, I am for it. I'm for it. And I will definitely give you a rundown in this video as I go through this book. So yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I did a spread, so I think I started the video with that, I think. And I really enjoyed the day, today I wanted to finish a blog post, but I think this week is going to be one of those weeks I just take off. I'm not sure. I have some blog posts written, but the motivation that I had is more of, I'm trying to recoup. Being up late, doing the most, like, I felt like I had to recoup. I'm at that age where I literally, I feel like I need time off from good time. like I'm not that age now where I have a great time and I need a day or two to recoup, to get my body back where I'm like, feel normal again. You know, I went back to the gym today. I couldn't even go to the gym yesterday. I was so exhausted. I went to the gym today and I had a really good workout. And I feel sort of balanced back, but it's just like, I need to do it more often. I need to start having a little bit more social life. You know, it's the last few years have been difficult to do that, but I know I need to start doing that. It's, you know, and I have friends and they all like, come on, let's do stuff. And I had other friends who were like, yeah, okay, what this weekend look like, you know, to visit and all that. And I need to start being open-minded about that. And y'all, I have a whole box. And I do mean an entire box of kit, so that if people want to come, they could just so we good, so we could be having fun. So yeah, so don't worry, y'all. So anyway, guys, so that is it for right now. And then I want to cook something today. I have some chicken. I want to just saute something really quick. So anyway, guys, let me take you now. And do y'all notice, this is how excited I am about spring, that the days are getting longer, like the sun is coming up quicker, and it's not as pitch black at 5 o'clock. You know, I'm feeling the spring coming on, but not the weather. It was freaking 5 degrees this morning. I need the weather to match the sunlight. Like I'm using natural light right now. Yeah, bye. Alright, guys. Alright, so I am on now book 3. So book 2, I would say first time ever that James Baldwin shot the hell out of me. It's the best way I can put it. I was not ready. I was not ready for what he wrote. And I felt a bit uncomfortable reading that part. I understood it. And I find that what I love, and also what sometimes can be uncomfortable, is a lot of times in some of his books, sexuality is used in a way that is so emotional and sometimes distracting, but sometimes with the intention of like provoking an emotion in the reader. And so it's one of those where you kind of expect it to go that way, but then you don't really like it at times, but you get it, that kind of deal. And he did that in this, but he also touched on desires and emotions that are related to the time, in terms of the racial issue, and the how mentally it can break down a black man who has experienced certain harsh things that happen to them, and how it can change them. And you see this in here, where the main character there's a moment where he's a wanderer. He is a man without a home kind of deal, but not homeless, if you know, that's the best way to put it. But he also has those moments where he is angry. He is going through different emotions, and the way James Baldwin writes this section, you feel it. His words are so powerful, where you feel the emotion of the character. You understood the certain emotion that was going on. Very descriptive. He's very descriptive in this book, and it's just amazing how you see the journey of this man, because in the story, he has suffered a heart attack, so he's remembering all these things, and as a reader you're on this journey with him and you're learning about him more and more, and you're trying to come up with a way of, do you even like this character, but then there's that sad pity feelings towards him, because then you see the breakdown of him, and you're expecting that it's probably going to get worse in terms of how he reacts to things, and this kind of cold disconnect that he's going to eventually see, like he's going towards, where life and the things that he's seeing is making him hard and making him have this interested way of thinking. That's where I'm going with this. Y'all, this is heavy. This is heavy and very creative, and I am really enjoying this. I'm really baffled at times when I read some of his books, because there's that social environment that he often writes in. You know, he often have a group of friends, or group of acquaintances, or co-workers, or something in that setting. He writes that, and it always have this bit of chaos in this, where you have to kind of focus to get the story, because it reflects life of all these other things that can happen, and if you don't focus, you can miss things. And so, y'all, this is giving me a lot, and I am going to keep going and get into the last part. This is book 3, and yeah, guys, I have a whole lot of this going on. A whole lot of, some tabs going on. There's some others, sticky notes that is throughout the book. I mean, this is a good discussion kind of book as well. But yeah. So I'm going to, right now, I need to cut a pattern out. So I'm going to do right now. I do need to do the journal of the day. And that's it for today. Yeah. Guys, so I cut the pattern for the pajama for the short one, with the material I had hauled in one of the previous videos. Almost didn't make it, guys. I really needed a half a yard more. I really now I'm worried about the other one that's for the pants. I'm worried about that now, because that might not be enough for the full length, so I might just make a pants out of that one and try my luck with the top. But yeah, I needed more fabric. Dang, I didn't realize it was gonna be this close. I mean, I have enough. I think I can make it work, but it's like literally it's a couple of patch stuff to go inside. So anyway, guys, end this here. Yeah. Hey guys, so I am going to give you guys my final rundown of Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone by James Baldwin. I went ahead and count, so I own 8 James Baldwin. This is number 7 that I've read, so I still have one more in my collection that I haven't read yet. But there's way more books that he has that eventually I will read them all. That's how much I enjoy him. This is one of James Baldwin book that made me very uncomfortable, but it's kind of the uncomfortable that makes you think, analyze things in a way that puts you in an uncomfortable thoughts. What I enjoy about this is how it talks about the imprint of other people's life on you as a child and where it takes you as an adult. And there is that moment where you see the effect of his father. You see the effect of his mother, his brother, especially his brother. And then there's that moment when he is wants to be so much like his brother, but then his brother becomes someone else, and he has to deal with that situation. And there's that bit of anger. There's that bit of frustration that he's experiencing as an adult. And the way James Baldwin wrote this, it's in 3 parts. So you get the innocence in part 1. You get him being a child. You get him being that outside person in the family where everyone is going through something and he's kind of left unguarded, pretty much exposed to all of this and not really seen. And then he gets to the second where he is now having relationship with people outside his family. He is engaged in different things of his sexuality. He's considered bisexual. That's how he identifies himself. And you can see in this how he's able to have a connection with both. And also the racial issue, because now he is involved with a woman who is white, and then he's dealing with all the racial injustice that was happening, that he himself was experiencing, what he saw his brother experiencing, what he saw brought down his father. So that relationship became complicated, and it also put strain also on his relationship with his mother, and the expectation of he should not be essentially sleeping with the enemy. Then you have him use his, I think what we would say his career as in being an actor. And that is such an important part of the story because it talks about everyone being an actor, whether you are doing it professionally or you're acting to survive, you're acting to fit in, you're acting to cope with what you're not getting. And so it was very symbolic in the story. And I at first was so puzzled by this man because this man had a heart attack and he's surrounded with people. You know, there is that whole idea that he eventually became successful. You don't know at first, but you don't know how in terms of, because it touched on it briefly in the beginning, but it went straight to him being a child. But you see that he comes from an era where that was not a thing for a black man to become successful in the acting world. It was very far between, very few. And I like how that was shown in the book, the struggle of him still, working at a restaurant and all the things that he was exposed to. The love interest in this and with a male was also interesting. But it's just the writing that gets you. Because he was such a descriptive writer, James Baldwin, in this, you felt the emotion, you understood. It was like you were really seriously in the mind of Leo, and you understood him more as he takes you on this journey of his life and what he's learned, what he's going to live with, what he's not going to live with. And there's also that uncomfortable things that happen with sex, how sex is used in this. Also with religion as well, that's in this. Where it's Baldwin. If you've read Go Tell It on the Mountain or even other books, that he's always had, because he was raised in the church, this complicated relationship with religion. And you get this in the story. You get that I feel like certain things about this is part of Baldwin. Like he was channeling, taking bits and pieces of him in Leo. If you know, if you read a little bit about his personal life, I am going to say this is one of, definitely, it's so hard to really like go through his books and say what's my favorite, what's this. I mean, I do have Another Country is still #1 for me, but this is a really close second for me. And it's such a interesting book, and I do get why it's not popular, because like I said, there is some moments in this that is very uncomfortable, and I can see why it's not one of those books that is broadly known and talked about. But it is also an amazing writing. He was in his element in this, and you know, this was very, to me, I felt it was daring. He was very daring in this one, and how he, and then it also gave me, like, I felt like real life Brandon Taylor. I felt like he was probably a Baldwin fan, and it's probably I kept thinking of this like, oh, I see the inspiration that you know, Baldwin inspiration now, you know, in other books and other things, of how emotion that he is able to write in a story, and how he uses words. But I'm gonna stop and talk about, because I could really go in and talk about this book all day long. It is definitely one of my favorite books so far this year. I am at awe at Baldwin's writing. Every time I pick up a book from him, it just takes me there, gives me this thought process that I can appreciate in books. He's just that kind of writer that can take something that seems so simple but really write it in a way that makes you go off and think of certain things that that you wouldn't think of normally in certain books. But he is amazing. I am forever, and I will always tell people Baldwin is one of the greats, and he should be read. Absolutely love this. And yeah, I have one more that I am going to save for later on in the year. And yeah, so I'm so glad I read this. This is oof. Yeah. Alright guys, so we are going to end this here. I don't know if I'm going to do another weekend vlog, because my weekend is also going to be busy. Yeah. But I see. And I have at least 3 books that is high on my books to movie adaptation, and I just don't have the time right now. So I am going to save some of that for next month. I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze one more in, because this weekend is already like happening. But we'll see if I can do one maybe during the week and do it that way, because I do want to pop out one more video for this month. But there's one of them that's from James Baldwin that I just found a movie that came out in the 70s, and I'm like, I want to watch the movie so I can talk about the book and the movie. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let me stop rambling on, and I will, oh, one more thing I forgot. So my weight update, I put it on my Instagram, for my fitness Instagram, PD_gold. So go check that out if you want to see what my result was for the last 60 days update. So yeah, I'm smiling, so you know. And I think you guys can tell most people are starting to see the weight loss, but I am committed and I'm still doing it. So yeah, bye guys.